Along the River Thames, they're building like there's no tomorrow. This is the cash of oligarchs and kings and despots being turned into homes for, well, people with $1 million to spare. All in sight of a place where successive governments have presided over a grand housing dysfunction. Just a short walk from Parliament, there's a street in London that tells you everything you need to know about housing and what's gone wrong. At the river end, everything is new build. It's a monument to the property bubble. Everything you see here has been thrown up in the last 10 or 15 years. And the rate of return on this stuff, the offices, the apartment blocks, the hotel rooms, is huge. It's almost better than any other investment you can make. But over there, it's different. This land has belonged for centuries to the Duchy of Cornwall, and from the 14th century to the 20th century it was a place the poor could live, a stone's throw from the palaces of the rich. Have you lived here a long time?
10 years now.
10 years, yeah. You wouldn't be? No.
It's enjoyable.
It's lovely low rise, isn't it, considering where it is?
Yeah, but I think what it was more or less for the skivvies of...
The skivvies?
Well...
of Buckingham Palace?
That's it.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah. Okay,
nice to meet you. When they built these places, the pioneers of social housing thought they were bringing order, safety and beauty for free into the lives of working people. But the problems were so big that philanthropy alone couldn't solve them. This graph shows how we got a housing shortage. Here's what the private sector built after World War II. Here's what the housing associations have built over the same period. And here's the contribution local councils made. Once it stopped, in the Thatcher era, this is what happened to house prices.
There is a real shortage of homes of all tenures. It's most acute in London, but it is a national problem. We need to build as a nation around 250,000 homes a year. We're building probably 130,000, 140,000 at most.
Built in the 1970s, this estate is home to 750 families. Offered the right to buy, about 200 of them had on the latest figures. To rent privately in an ex-council flat here could cost you up to £650 a week. To rent from the council, a lot less than that. Now what you've got here is a kind of house building that's become almost extinct in Britain. These are low-rise homes on prime land built exclusively for working class people and with the express intention of reducing poverty. The only people building now here are the housing associations and private developers who let parts of luxury blocks to housing associations. And among them, today's Conservative pledge has not gone down well. JLL is one of the biggest property companies in Britain.
Housing associations have to borrow to sustain themselves and to build because the level of grants has been cut right back. If you start forcing them to sell the assets on which that borrowing is secured, they're losing control of their assets and they could well find themselves unfundable. Lenders are going to be really uncomfortable with this policy.
But banks don't get to vote, tenants do. Once investment in housing becomes a one-way bet, society, like this street, becomes divided into those with it and those without it. If housing supply ever exceeds housing demand, the days of the one-way bet will be over. But it's a brave government who will call an end to that.